London, the 7th of July 2005, and suicide bombers blow themselves up on the city's public transport system. They're all British Muslims, 3 are of Pakistani origin. They killed 52 people that day and injured more than 700. 3 explosions happened on the Underground, a 4th on a double-decker bus at Tavistock Square near the British Museum. Three years after the attacks in multi-ethnic and cosmopolitan London, has Britain's multicultural social model been jeopardised? Where does the Asian community stand? Under scrutiny in the aftermath of the bombings, how has it reacted? Just after July the 7th, 2005, a young Indian student was with his family at Heathrow Airport. They were taking photographs of each other, observed by an airline employee.
She was looking at us so strangely, and I can feel, and I think that's because of disinformation, because of the colour of the skin, that's what. And she informed the police, so they came in, and after that they apologised. I feel my religion is being targeted. If I was in India, I can imagine when I was at Heathrow, I would have been there in jail. I can be branded a terrorist. Here, I'm so free like a bird, but in India, that's it. My name, Sayyid Muhammad, that's it.
There's a big Muslim community at Stamford Hill in northeast London. Its cultural centre is run by Munafzina. Muslims from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan and Turkey, as well as the largest community of Hasidic Jews in Europe, live here. For Munafzina, the London bombings strengthen ties between the different communities in the area.
One of the first people who contacted me after the 7th of July attacks, the very same day, was a reverend from our local church, and who's worked with us over many years, and she offered full support to us. So, and if you look at our Jewish neighbours, we have very strong links with our Jewish faith leaders, and they were shoulder to shoulder with us.
With more than 1,000 mosques in the UK, Islam is Britain's second biggest religion. These youngsters, living alongside Stamford Hill's Jewish community, are among more than 1.5 million Muslims in the United Kingdom today. Many live in the cities of northern England like Bradford and Manchester, as well as in London. The work of leading British writer Hanif Qureshi often features characters torn between Muslim and secular traditions.
It's very difficult to be a Muslim today in Europe because the ideas that people have about Muslims are very narrow and very limited. And sometimes they're racist, sometimes they're not racist. People's needs are often the same. What they want are jobs. Most Muslims don't want to live under a Muslim ideology by any means. Most Muslims want to go shopping. They want good schools for their kids. They want good jobs. They certainly want a good Mercedes to drive around in.
Among the Muslims sitting in the British Parliament is Labour peer Lord Ahmed. He believes the July the 7th attacks led the UK's Muslim community to ask questions about their religious leaders.
We had not even realized the way we run our affairs. For instance, in our mosques, we let the elders run in a tribal way, the way we run our mosques. So, and we imported our imams from the Indian subcontinent, those who didn't speak English, those who didn't understand the culture, those who do not know how to work with the youth, with drugs and with the modern problems of teenage pregnancies, for instance, those who don't know how to deal with conflict resolution and also reaching out to other interfaith work and other communities.
Beyond differences between Muslims of Pakistani, Indian and Bangladeshi origins, the community as a whole faces many disadvantages, including higher levels of unemployment and poorer levels of education. British Muslims have often been accused of failing to interact with the rest of society. some believe that multiculturalism is to blame.
Multiculturalism hasn't worked because it created separate peoples. We become like ice blocks. We expect people not to get involved in our business. I mean, that's fine when everything's working well, but when things appear to be breaking down, then you can see that there's a problem in that there is a lack of communication between communities.
The centre Munaf Sina runs is expanding. A reception centre for children, mothers and young people is under construction. There are plans for a creche, a centre for health and information for women, as well as a sports and training facility for teenagers. Munaf Sina feels that as a result of the London attacks, part of the Muslim community has opened up to the world outside.
It's about recognising that with Islamic values, you also have Western values, your British values, which needs to be taken into account. So the issues of the values of tolerance, values of being tactful, diplomatic, has enabled Muslim organisations to communicate this message to the mass Muslim community.
Integration is a two-way process. The mainstream society also needs to learn about the ethnic minority communities, the Muslim communities. And we also have to be aware that the fascists in Europe and in the United Kingdom are using Islamophobia or religion as a modern form of racism. So you can't attack people because of their color, because that's illegal. So you attack their religion. You demonize their religion and you demonize those communities.
Openness, mutual respect and dialogue seem to be the key words that have emerged from the Muslim community's soul-searching in the wake of July the 7th.
The only cure for this is knowledge, i.e. that these two groups come to know each other better, possibly through conversation and probably more likely through culture.